It is so nice to see you all again, and it's so wonderful to see so many new faces. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so excited that you're here, that you took time out of your busy day for joining us, and sit back and relax because we've got a lot of fun, exciting things for you today. We hope this finds you happy, healthy, and excited to learn some helpful techniques today. We're going to be talking about those troublesome issues about being a woman. Now, men, pay close attention. There's going to be some valuable information today that's going to help you out, because if you make the women in your life happy, it's going to make your life a lot happier too. So, as I said, today's topic is women's health. We're going to be talking specifically about PMS, cramping, and menopause. Our very knowledgeable volunteer trainers are going to be showing you and helping you along with different techniques that you can use on your hands, your ears, and your feet to help with the discomforts of those womanly issues. All right, so now is the fun time for me to introduce to you the wonderful World Reflexology Foundation board members. We are also volunteer trainers, and along with that, we have two of our other volunteer trainers. We are a group of extremely passionate reflexologists, and we are humbled to be able to pass on our knowledge and of reflexology, be it through personal trainings, our personal clientele practice, and our trainings. Now, as I mention your name, go ahead and give us a little wave hello. So first up, we have Bill Floco. Bill is our president and founder of WRF. Yay, Bill. Next, we have Stephanie Sabuchian. She is our vice president. Sarah Shamides, who is our recording secretary. Mita Wise, who is our director. Kathy Reynolds, our corresponding secretary. Paul Harvey, our mystery man. He really is there, but he's usually not on these webinars, but he is a huge influence to us. And then myself, Paul is a director. And then myself, Tina Meyer, I'm your treasurer. And today, as I said, we have not one, but two very special volunteer trainers. First up, we have Lori Hanna, who's going to be demonstrating some of our self-help techniques. Now, we don't want to forget those people that are way behind the scenes, our supporters, the ones that support us personally, our spouses, our friends, our family, those that are always there to help us with the behind the scenes. So I've got my personal IT guy that I happen to be married to, and I know all the rest of you have your support system also. So thank you, thank you, thank you to those that help us out so much. Now, WRF's mission is simple. It is to help people experience better health through the wonderful world of reflexology. 2 feet, 2 hands, 2 ears at a time. Our mission is to make it possible for everyone in the world to receive the benefits of reflexology by providing services and instruction and self-help. And by you all being here today, you are helping us greatly by achieving our goal. So thank you so much. Now we're going to have a little word from our president, Mr. Bill Floco. He is going to give us a little background on our foundation. He's going to tell us, the nuts and bolts of how we work. And Bill, we also look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, Tina. It's just so wonderful to see each of you, and some of you I haven't seen for a very long time. How wonderful. Thank you for joining us. March of 2007, about 9 reflexologists got together saying, okay, we're doing a good job teaching reflexology professionally, but what are we doing about getting reflexology into the hands of everybody's home around the world? Now that sounds like a gargantuan task and fantasy, but we figured somebody's got to try to do it because we know how powerful reflexology is. So a year later, we started a 501c3 nonprofit foundation. Again, as the mission is to actually improve health worldwide through this amazing skill called reflexology. Since then, we have trained approximately 50 volunteer trainers who then in turn went out in their homes in different countries and different states and conducted many workshops, actually many hundreds of live workshops. Then when the pandemic hit, we couldn't do that anymore. So uh, as many people had to do, we had to start turning towards the internet and Zoom. And so we've had a couple, this is our third year now of having Zoom workshops. And we're learning each time we go along. Again, our goal is to reach many people, and I think the internet's going to help us do it even better than ever before. Now, one of the things we would like is later on to ask you to help us in different ways. And actually, I've come up with about 5 or 6 ways that you could help us if you'd like. But first of all, uh, let's get back to Tina. Let's learn about what reflexology is. For those of you who don't know, let's learn about helping women, and then we'll come back to a few of these pointers.
Now, I know that many of you are already very familiar with reflexology. However, for those of you who may not be, or just need a little refresher, I'm just going to go over and give you a brief explanation of what reflexology is about. Remember that you can find all this information on our website, along with contact the person that invited you today if you have any other further questions. So reflexology is based on a theory that we have these maps of our body, these little body maps. They're shrunk down, and I always like to say that they're kind of found, superimposed on your feet, your hand, and your hands and your outer ears. We use specific touch in reflexology. It's usually called the finger roll or the thumb roll. And by applying this special touch to these different areas on our feet or hands or our ears, it helps to relieve perhaps if there was tension or buildup throughout our nerves that have accumulated around our nerves. It helps to break that down. It helps to bring peace throughout our body and relaxation. It's great for circulation. Plus a whole lot of other health benefits are involved when you receive a session. It brings the body back into the basic homeostasis in a very holistic manner. And as I said, it's done mostly through our nervous system. It affects our nervous system greatly. Now we're going to share this on the screen right now. We're going to share some reflexology maps of the feet, the hands, and the ears. And on this, if you look at these maps, you can see how the whole body is represented on the feet, the hands, and the ears. Now, the feet and the hands are very similar. So when I'm going to go over the feet and the hands, just so you know, as I said, they're very similar. So with that being said, from the base of the toes and the base of the fingers all the way up, that represents everything on the inside and the outside of the head, everything from the neck on up. Now, from the ball and pad of the feet here and on the hands here, that represents all of the reflex areas on the chest. Now, the soft sole of the foot and the soft palm of the hand, that represents all of the upper and the mid abdominal reflex areas. And then on the heel of the foot, and right above the wrist on the heel of the hand here, that represents all of the pelvic region and all of the lower abdominal areas. Going into the medial or the inside or the big toe side of the foot, right in through here, this represents our whole spinal column. And then if you go to the outer portion of the hand or the outer portion of the foot, the pinky side or the small finger and toe side, that has our arm and leg reflexes. Now, the ear is different, yet the same. So on the ear, there is the body, however, it's upside down. So it's going to be here. So on the earlobe, that's where you're going to find everything that has to do with the head, mouth, as you can see on the diagram here on your screen. Then up above here, in this area here, you're going to find leg and arm reflexes. Up through this ridge here, this is where you're going to find the spinal column. And then in this area, these valleys here, the upper and the lower valleys here on your ear, that's when you're going to find most of your internal organs. Now, as I said, this is just a brief little tiny thumbnail explanation of reflexology and the maps, but you get the idea. Now then, let's see. So we are going to be going over these special techniques today. And in regards to some facts here, Google says that every month, 1.8 billion, that's a billion with a B like boy, people across the world menstruate. Millions of these individual persons are unable to manage their menstrual cycle in a dignified and healthy way. Then, because it's just the gift that keeps on giving, once their cycle is finally over, we enter menopause. Yay! Again, Google says that menopausal symptoms affect more than 75% of women. Is that a happy number? But have no fear, that's why we're here today. We're going to help show you some simple yet extremely effective techniques, reflexology techniques that you can do on yourself or others, your loved ones, to help with those unpleasant symptoms that we may get every month. And how wonderful is that going to be that you're going to have this little tool in your pocket to whip out anytime you start feeling crampy or crabby or anything else. So we're going to have that in our toolbox. Now, we highly encourage you to follow along with us. It's not hard and it's a lot of fun. So enjoy yourself while we go through the demonstration part. Now, remember, we are going to have question and answer. And on top of that, at the very end, we're going to have Sarah, who's going to go over everything that we're going to be showing you in the next few moments. She's going to bring it all together at the end of this webinar. However, first, we're going to have Bill, who's going to talk to you a little bit about priority reflexing. And we're going to show you another chart that shows you the specific reflex points on the feet, ears, and hands that we're going to be going over today. Bill?
Thanks, Tina. Most of us are very familiar with foot reflexology. Some folks, fortunately, are using hand reflexology. I'm noticing increasingly across the country and the world, people are using ear reflexology. People have been working with all three for almost 40 years now, have discovered that sometimes the feet are better for certain conditions, the hands are better for relieving other issues, and the ears are sometimes just absolutely amazing for yet different issues. So those reflexes are shown on the chart itself. But if you'll notice on to the right of it, the text there says feet, number 1, feet, ears second, hands third. That means when there is pain in the feet, hands, in the uterine area especially, it's important to go to the feet first. The feet are better for relief of that more quickly, more dependably. Then absolutely still go to the ears and do those, and then the hands as well. But again, when there is pain, serious discomfort, actually there's a first, second, and third. And those of you who've been in our prior workshops, ever see these charts, that's what that indicates. Now, unusually, normally this is not an issue, but for women, it's often suggested in some countries that during the first trimester of pregnancy, to not work on some of these areas. So that's what it indicates. And as far as cautions or contraindications, earlier in your workbook, it does say more about different types of contraindications, like not working on an area that's infected or looks like it might be infected, etc. So that's what we're going to be showing you: feet first, then ears, and then hands, because that progression is very important when relieving pain. Thank you. Back to you, Tina.
Beautiful explanation, Bill. Thank you so much. Now we're going to show you another screenshot because we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of the workshop. We're going to start doing the demonstration portion. So the first demonstration is going to be done by our lovely Mita. She's going to be showing you how we can reflex our feet on the uterine reflex area. Mita?
Everyone takes a quick look because we'll take this screen down so that you can see me demonstrating here. Okay, now you can take it down. Thanks, Stephanie. Great. So hi, everybody. I have well, it's a plastic, or it's made out of something, I'm not sure, a foot to demonstrate to you on. And I just wanted to let you know that I'll be working on the uterine reflexes, which, just like the diagram, are in this whole area right here. Now, you don't have to worry about, am I going to find the exact spot? Because in reflexology, we also talk about reflexing the wider area, because it does help. All those supporting tissues and nerves and everything will help the area as well. So if you can see me okay, now I can do a thumb roll like this in this area. Sorry, I'm a little discombobulated in which way I'm going. So you can go upwards like this. It's like a little caterpillar going across. That's the thumb roll. Or I can come from this way, and I'm supporting this foot here. Now, this is not my own foot, of course. You can put your own foot up on your knee. Don't worry, those people who cannot do that, we have options. We have the hands and the ears coming up. But you can also, if you have a lovely partner who might do it for you on your feet, that would be a wonderful option as well. But truly, if you have no one to do a foot, or you can't reach it yourself, don't worry. You know, you can do the hands and the ears, but do support your foot with one hand, and then do maybe a little thumb roll with the other one again. You can also, and you can go this way, or you can go diagonally. I'm going very fast. You just want to slow it down a little bit and sort of make sure you're breathing and really getting in there. You don't have to do it super hard. You just need to just really get into sort of the tissues there. Good. And then if you find a tender spot, you can just hold it like this. See how I'm doing that? I'm just holding it. And just hold it for as long as you want. You can even do like little circles with your thumb and just breathe at the same time. I've got my, I'm sort of relaxing with my elbows on the table here. And you can also work your finger. See, I've got my finger here. I could be doing, you know, some kind of a little finger.
Mita, I see a lot of people are actually doing that. We invite you, if you can, to put your foot up. I'm working on my area, inner ankle.
No, well, someone else can put their foot up if they like. Stephanie is going to put her foot up. Yeah, so that's Stephanie. Good. So that's all different ways you can do that. Fingers, one finger, two fingers, thumb from different directions, holding, just holding and just being very quiet and relaxed and really tuning in, or doing little circles. So hopefully you can join in now if you can reach your foot. And so these are the uterine reflexes, the uterine reflex points that we're working on. And again, we're working this whole larger area around here so that we also get some of the supporting things as well. Okay, that's it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Mita. That was helpful. Okay, next we're going to have Kathy, and she's going to be talking about the ears, and we're going to show you the ear reflex map next. There you go. That's showing you where the uterine reflex point is located in the ear, and Kathy is going to tell you all about it.
Thank you, Tina.
You're welcome.
Hi, everyone. First of all, we're just honored that you all took the time and effort to be here today. So it's really, really great to see you all. So first thing I'm going to show you is the uterus reflex on the ear. As you could see by the diagram, it is located in this triangular shaped valley that is up here at the top of the ear. And we're going to find it by going into that triangular valley and closer to the face. So it's right about there. I'm going to show you on my ear, and I invite you all to work along with me. So we're going to go into that triangular valley and go towards the face with your index finger, pad of your index finger, And the pad of your index finger is rather large, so you are covering the entire uterus reflex when you're using your index fingers. And you can do both ears at the same time. Again, find the triangular valley, go in towards the face with your index finger, the pad of your index finger, and just press in, not too hard, where it's comfortable. It's a good idea to have your elbows resting on something so you're taking any stress off of your neck and shoulders. And just hold this reflex area, and this is going to be good for menstrual cramps, fibroids. This is really great for uterine health in general. You can hold this point as often as you think about it, and as long as you want. Again, it is one of the points that Bill Floco pointed out that you probably want to avoid during your first trimester of pregnancy, which speaks to the power of reflexology. All right. When you're doing this on your own, you'll definitely hold it much longer. I have one more point on the ears to show you, and this is a really special point. It's a powerful master point, and you're going to find this down at the bottom of the ear in this groove right here, right here. I know you can see that. Let's see. Right there in this groove, and you're going to be taking your index finger. See, how is that going to go? You're going to be taking your index finger and finding that groove and then just sort of hooking into it. Very light pressure, very light pressure. Just kind of hooking and sort of hanging there in that groove. Very light pressure. So let's show you on my ear, and you can work along with me. So index finger, find that groove, go into it and sort of hook. Find it with your other one, find the groove, index finger, sort of hook very lightly. Again, rest your elbows and just lightly hang out with your index fingers in that groove. This is master endocrine, very powerful master point. And this is wonderful for any kind of hot flashes, night sweats, mood swings, just really great for hormonal balancing in general. It's also been reported by some that they get much deeper sleep after working this master point. So that's a big plus.
I don't know if you notice, but notice how her voice has gotten softer and softer the longer she's holding that. That's very common, and she's only been holding it for about half a minute. We had a woman going through her menopause come to a board meeting of the World Reflexology Foundation one time, making a presentation to us. And in the middle of it, she suddenly went into severe hot flashes. And we were at such a state of the meeting that we didn't stand up to help her, because our main job is to empower others. So we showed her what to do, to put her finger down in there, so it's touching with the tip of the index finger. And she held both ears while continued to talk with us. And she stopped after about a minute and she said, "Oh my goodness, the hot flashes have stopped." And we hear that. I don't know if you're noticing some of the women right now, not on speaker view, nodding their heads. So perhaps something you could use for yourself, pass on to others.
Wonderful. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, it is very calming. So I hope you were able to follow along, and you can work these points much for much longer, several, few times throughout the day if you think of it, and watch your symptoms ease.
Yeah.
All right.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kathy.
Thanks, Tina.
That endocrine point is probably my most favorite point in the ears. It is just such an amazing point. I use it on myself, and it's always the point when I use it on my clients that you just see them go down. So they sink way down. So if nothing else, this point is a good one. All right. Thank you, Miss Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
Are we feeling so much more relaxed now? I know I am. Next up, we have Lori. Lori is going to be sharing and demonstrating on our hands. And we're going to be showing you the chart for the hands. There they are. So take it away, Miss Lori.
Thank you, Tina. I'm going to show you, I'm going to demonstrate with my hand up, but what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to either put your hand down in your lap or on a pillow. And notice how, Stephanie, can I have a full view? Awesome, thank you. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and put it so that you're able to put your hand flat on your lap. And so the area that I'm gonna be working on, the first one is the uterine reflex. And the way that you find it, or where I find it, is to actually go down the bone of the thumb. And then at the very bottom here, this is the uterine reflex. And then all around here also is accessory areas and muscles. So it's wonderful to just reflex this area. So if I was like watching this, I would be doing it this way, but I'm doing this way so you can see the demonstration. And it's really slow. And one of the things about this is that this is an area where there can be a lot of tension, because if you're working in the computers or working with your hands, there can be a lot of muscular tension here. And you just, as Mita had said, take it slow, and you can also rotate in areas. And I find it to be amazing soothing. And also, the one thing that I do when I do a lot of hand reflexology is self-care, breathe. So I'm going like this, taking a breath in, really relaxing everything. And all around towards the wrist in this whole area, okay? So that's the uterine reflex. The next one that I'm going to do is actually, this one is very helpful for hot flashes, headaches, and the area to go, the way to go to it is, it's like right up against the second finger here. And here is how, it's right down here. The best way actually to get a big grip is like right in the web here. It's right in the web, it's tip to tip. So you're gonna wanna go here, but what you're gonna wanna do is have your hand flat down if you're doing it on your own. But here I'm demonstrating it. So it's tip to tip. And this is such a wonderful point. I can't tell you how many times I use this, because I'm not doing it now, but I blush a lot, and I have headaches and hot flashes. When I did have hot flashes, this was the perfect thing, a point to use, because it pulls the energy down. And I've used this when I was working in person places. I would have this point. I was using it all the time underneath the conference room tables to just get my body down, everything relaxed. It's amazing what it does. So for me, it's very powerful, and you can hold it for a long period of time. Because it pulls the energy down, it really is contraindicated for people who are pregnant or might think that they're pregnant. This is, like I said, this is like my go-to point. Anyway, so that's it for me, and I hope you learned something, and thank you so much. There you go, Tina.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lori. That was so helpful. All right. So as I mentioned a couple of times, Sarah's going to give us a wonderful review in just a moment to bring it all together. However, first we're going to get to some questions and answers. However, prior to that, we're going to have Bill come on once again, and he's going to give you some information about WRF and the foundation. Mr. Bill?
Thank you, Tina. Now, what we've learned is for relief and also for prevention. So working on all three in the progression that was shown for, it happens to be for the uterine area, feet first ear, second hands third, but they're all three valuable. So please do all three, number one. But number two, don't wait until you're not feeling well or having those issues. We've had women who have dramatically reduced the intensity or the frequency and the duration of their menstrual periods, of their hot flashes, etc., but by doing it more frequently, maybe once every day, once every other day, for prevention purposes. So what you've just learned is phenomenal for prevention. If you can't take the time to do all three every time, perhaps one day do one, the second day do the other, one day do the foot, one day the hand, next day the ear, and then reverse that and do it again. Now on to other things. When we do this, the theory is that sometimes we break loose toxins and chemicals around the nerve endings throughout the body. So it's important to remember the importance of drinking water after having reflexology sessions. However, reflexology, remember, is not a substitute for proper medical care. If you do have serious medical issues, be sure to see your primary healthcare provider. Now, before I go on a little bit, we like your help. We need your help. We keep on refining, upgrading our workshops because of your feedback. One of the ways you can give that to us is by a survey. Within the next couple of days, all of you will be sent a survey. We've modified it. It's different than the ones we've used in the past. Based on your feedback, we've changed it. We ask you to just take about 2 minutes, if that. Please complete the survey. We don't ask much of you. This workshop is free. All the work that the foundation does is free, but we do ask your help. So please help us by completing the survey. Also, there'll be a place for you to say other workshops you might like to have in the future. Like next year, we're going to have 3 to 4 new different subjects workshops. Now, we'd like to invite you to the World Reflexology Foundation website, where you can sign up for free e-newsletters and information about upcoming events. However, we'd like to encourage you to use what you've learned today on a regular basis. Keep the workbook for this class that you were sent. If appropriate, print it out and keep it someplace handy. Some women even keep it in their cars, so it's available to them if they forget where the points are. Share the workbook with friends. Invite people you know for future workshops. Send the notices out that we send to you, forward them to others, or invite people to your home so that you can have kind of like a workshop party right now while you're going through this, and you can go through the 3 or 4 family or friends together. So there's a whole bunch of ways you can help us spread the word by sharing information the way we've just suggested. Now, the WRF, the World Reflexology Foundation, is a nonprofit foundation, which means all of our work is free. None of us are paid. And so we need your help also financially. So if you'd like to go to the World Reflexology Foundation website, and we'll put that up in a little bit, to the website, worldreflexologyfoundation.org, there'll be a place there where you can not only donate, but also learn a lot of information, read past newsletters, and just lots of information. Let's see what else. Yes, what we're asking you to do is use this for yourself, help others, and spread the word about the World Reflexology Foundation. And last but not least is, if you're not already getting the foundation regular newsletters and notices, go to the website, sign up for the newsletters or notices.
Now, as promised, we have our Sarah, who's going to give us a wonderful little review of everything that we've learned today. Miss Sarah?
back to the foot, because it's our first priority, as Mita so wonderfully showed us. We're going to do the inner foot on both feet. And again, it's underneath that ankle bone, down in that whole region that goes all the way from the ankle bone down, almost in that sort of triangular area. You just want to work the whole area with 2 fingers, a thumb. You can hold it, you can do circles, you can do multiple different diagonal directions, but the main objective is to work that uterine reflex area. And that'll help to bring hopefully relief and to help to strengthen that uterine area. So those are very important for not only people who are going through PMS, but also women who have already gone through the cycle, already finished their menstruation, and they are going through menopause. It's still an important, vital area. And if somebody's had a hysterectomy, the thought is also to work that area, because there is phantom pain, and we at reflexologists say still work the region. So important, both feet, both inner areas. So that was the foot. Wonderful, thank you, Mita, for that. And next we move to Kathy with the ear. And again, she showed us the wonderful uterine reflex here, which was in this triangular fossa. Right inside here, obviously your ear is much smaller than this ear. So in this area, your whole fingertip will take that whole area and hit that entire reflex point. So you just want to move in all the way in, gently pressing in against your skull very gently. And because you have 2 ears, it's nice to do both at the same time. And if you're doing both at the same time, it's nice to rest your elbows down onto perhaps a table or a pillow and relax those shoulders, because again, we are trying to relax these areas as well when we're working them. So we have that as our uterine reflex, remembering to do it nice and slow and to breathe. Again, both these areas and the hand, when we get to it, we work for a lot longer than what we're showing you and a lot slower than we're showing you. Kathy also showed us this wonderful area called the master endocrine, which is where this green dot is. So right in this little notch, we would take our index finger and we would just hook it right in there. Again, another very powerful point that helps for hot flashes, anything related to hormones that can affect us, from hot flashes, hormonal imbalances, crankiness. It's a wonderful area to just gently put your finger in and hook it in. Again, doing that on your ear, you'd want to probably push your elbows down and just relax and just breathe, taking a nice deep breath as you gently hold that point. Last but not least is our hand, which we have with us at all time and is not embarrassing to throw up on our knee or stick our fingers in our ear. So you can do this multiple places without anybody ever knowing. Lori showed us wonderfully how you work down the thumb, and at the base of the thumb, we work that uterine reflex. Again, working the whole area at the base of the thumb, working around, working a little bit of that wrist, working up slightly and working down slightly. You probably would rest it in your hand, but obviously it's hard to show that way. But that's the area in which you want to work. Just gently, again, moving your thumb up and down, fingers across, up, diagonally, or hold and circle. Both wrists, both hands. And last but not least, we want to work that wonderful area inside of our big web. We want to take our thumb and our index finger, we want to hook them tip to tip, and we want to just gently hold this pressure point. It can be a bit painful. You might just gently want to go in and then slowly circle, find where it's a little more tender, work it, hold it, and don't go deep right away. Sort of let your body let you in. Again, holding this for as long as you feel the pain subsides is always wonderful. We always say the longer the better, but anything is really wonderful to work. And again, you have 2 hands, so you want to work both sides. So slow, as long and as often as you can, and take your your time. Breathe through it. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sarah. That really was a great little bringing it all together. We know that we've just gone through so much information in a short period of time, and thank you for your patience. We're going to go just a couple minutes over, but we really, really do appreciate you being here. Now, because of demonstration purposes in a short period of time, we sped through all of these different techniques. Just remember that when you're at home, light a candle, put some soft music on, dim the light, get yourself in a nice, beautiful, relaxed area, and just go through these points nice and slow. This one, oh, I love this one. Just nice and slow, relax, think happy thoughts, breathe, 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 and you'll be feeling like a wonderful woman. I'd sing you a song right now, but I'll spare you that. So we encourage you to contact the person that invited you today. If you, as I said, if you've got any further questions, or if you just need a refresher of what we've gone over, we'll be more than happy to help you with that. We're always here for you. Now, somebody had mentioned it earlier, but if you would like to be somebody up here showing others how to work your ears, your feet, or your hands, please come join our team. Sign up to be a volunteer trainer. We would love, love, love to have you. So contact us on how you can become one of the volunteer trainers. It's a lot of fun. You're gonna love it. All right, if you go on our website, www.worldreflexologyfoundation.org. Here we have all of the information. We have our phone number, our email, nonprofit. So if you go onto our website, it's going to tell you all about us. It's going to show you some fun little pictures. It's going to give you some information on past workshops, history of reflexology, so on and so forth. There is also an area that you can sign up for our newsletter. You don't want to miss out on that. And then also there's a little button. It's the donation button. We like when that button gets clicked. So check out our website. Also, remember to help us spread the word of World Reflexology Foundation. Bill came up with a cute little idea this year. It's year 2022. So if you tell 22 people and those people tell 22 people, we're going to get the word out really fast. So thanks for helping us. All righty, that's it, my people. It gives us such great joy to have you here. We love doing this. We love sharing our knowledge with you, just being here with you. It just warms our hearts, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts